name's Craig Scott, and I'm the founder and CEO of MFGX, and you're joining us today on the first episode of the Manufacturing Matrix podcast series. Very exciting podcast today for everyone. I am joined by a fellow teammate, Steve Modrall. Steve, I'd like you to introduce yourself and give us a little background, where you came from.
Sure. Fantastic. Thanks, Craig. Been with the company now probably going on about 4 or 5 months. Excited to be part of the team. Started my career in the manufacturing software space and have spent the last 25 years building go-to-market teams and leading sales teams for a various amount of companies within the ERP and MES space. So very familiar with the manufacturing operations space.
Well, that's awesome, Steve. You've got all the appropriate background for the sales leader here at MFGX. So let's start this conversation off. A lot of people out there haven't heard of Fuuz, right? And, Fuuz is our product. It's our platform. It's also what we build various applications on or solutions, MES, WMS, right? So what drew you to the company?
First of all, how did we come up with the name Fuuz? That's always been in the back of my mind. Around. Is there any great story for that? Or
well, unfortunately, I don't have a fantastic story, but it does involve bourbon, and so does this podcast, actually. Originally the company and the product was called MFGX.
Okay,
and it's a bit of a mouthful. We were born out of the professional services business, right? I had a consulting company, and we were primarily servicing manufacturing customers, and typically industrial manufacturers, because the product that we were working with didn't really fit food and beverage, other industries. Sorry, Rockwell. So we spun this product up. We called it MFGX. We thought it was cute, would gain some traction. And then once we realized that the platform could actually go beyond industrial manufacturing into food and beverage, aerospace, med device, life sciences, it became not to resonate so much with those prospects. So then we did a lot of research and investigation to find another word that was a single syllable that there was a domain name available for. And we landed on Fuuz.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, extremely exciting. But anyways, so we're here now, and we're doing a lot of exciting things, and sales and marketing is newer for us here at MFGX, right? And so we're learning a lot of things as you're not, I am. It's not my thing. I'm a manufacturing guy, right? I don't know how to sell stuff. I can make stuff. Can make just about anything. So I made a sales team, and that includes you and a few others like Mike and Craig, and it's just great. I mean, we're growing leaps and bounds. We've got lots of new partnerships. We're working on a lot of different activities, a lot of different fronts. So it's very exciting from that perspective. And I know you've got some very specific background in the manufacturing enterprise software. We've crossed paths, a time or two before. What about, I guess, in your role, you had a lot of options, right? A lot of different opportunities. You're evaluating different potential employers, right? Next steps in your career, right? What, I guess, about the Fuuz product really drew you here? Because we're small and no one knows who the heck we are. So what differentiated us from your perspective? Because that might be something that resonates with a potential customer out there.
I think if you look at overall what companies are trying to achieve and what they're trying to do, especially within the manufacturing four walls, a lot of the technology that's out there and has been servicing the marketplace to date has been built on old technology. And if you kind of peel back the layers of the onion and look at each one of these products, they were born for a purpose. They were put together and built for a purpose. And unfortunately, during consolidations and product roll-ups and company roll-ups, some of these products are being sold in marketplaces where they don't belong and they don't fit. And ultimately, when you look at today what a manufacturer is trying to do, there's a couple of things. They need to be flexible in today's business market. They need to have a tool set that goes with their business market, that actually can move with the acquisitions they're making or the divestitures they're making. It's got to be able to scale both up and down and contract with them as the business contracts. But ultimately, it's being flexible enough so that the technology itself is not outdated. And if you look at overall the manufacturers, there's this big push for what they'll call the digital thread, or the capability to have, PLM talk to MES in a bidirectional format, and have an MES talk to an ERP system as well. And a lot of that's difficult, and a lot of people will paint the image that that's capable to be done, but usually involves a different kind of software, some middleware in between, or a lot of custom points of integration that are written, and as one product upgrades, that integration can break. I think what attracted me the most about Fuuz was the fact that that connection, that platform has that built into it. So you're eliminating the need for some of those commercial products out there like a Boomi or a Tibco or others like that. You also have the ability to go directly to a machine natively. So you can, have the gateway as well, all built in a low code, no code, pro code environment. So that gives the manufacturer the ability to either select a partner that can help them build what's specific around their organizational needs and tailor a solution that makes sense for them, or some of our customers that are savvy and bigger and have a IT staff that can understand some of this technology themselves, get that ability within themselves to do. So it's a lot of the flexibility, a lot of the, not having technical debt, not having to take a product that was built client server wise and evolve it to a more modern tech stack. Those were the things especially with the connections and the integrations, were the things that attracted me most to Fuuz.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's a little bit of a spoiler alert there for everybody watching the podcast. This series and what we're going to be talking about a lot as we meet with other partners and current customers is really talking about the extensibility and connectivity of the platform. Right. And that truly is where we started off as a product. MFGX in its early infancy really was just an iPaaS capability, right? So then we started to add on additional features like a screen designer, the ability to then enhance those integrations with actual apps,
right?
And then ultimately, as any good product does, you find a place where you're comfortable because you understand the domain. And you can build out, specific functionality around that domain. So, of course, I chose manufacturing, and so that's where we started to build some of these solutions. MES, WMS, and which are best-in-class solutions, built on the platform. But to your point, the customers and our partners can extend these solutions quickly and easily. I might add. 7 to 10 times faster than other technology that's on the market.
Exactly.
Which we'll have some customers on the podcast series that'll talk a little bit more about that capability. So, it allows the manufacturer to, whether they're small, mid, or enterprise, to get into a tool set that has typically been out of reach for them. Things like this haven't really existed in a single platform. They've been a menagerie of various bolted together solutions, right? We see a lot of these things out there now, different concepts, OPC, UNS, and you look at what it takes to put all of that together, 6, 8, 12 different point solutions that all have their own little niche, right?
Exactly.
They all bring their own little value. But what Fuuz does is it simplifies that whole architecture for our customers. We've put all of that value into one platform. So it's that one throat to choke, right? Which CIOs and CTOs love typically to, choke throats.
Right.
So we're great for that. We'll have some CIOs on this podcast that will talk a little bit more in depth about their evaluation cycle, right? What they went through, how they evaluated, and really how they compared Fuuz against other solutions, because it's actually a very difficult selection process. Fuuz really throws a wrench in the works, I think, for a lot of our customers because we are so different.
Right.
We are cloud first, right? We were never on-prem. So we are exploiting all of the great possibilities that the cloud has to offer. We're agnostic. So we weren't built around one single piece of software, like a lot of other integration platforms, MES solutions. We're extensible and flexible. Because even the bad C word, customization.
Right.
We don't like to use that word either. We like to call it tailoring.
Right.
But we essentially give our customers and partners the ability to partners build their own IP.
Exactly.
Customers can go in and either build an app from scratch or use one of our existing apps and extend it. And it's not customizing the software. You're not on an island. So you get the same benefits of customizing your old AS400, but without all of the downsides.
Yep.
So, there's a lot there to unpack throughout this series of podcasts that we're going to be doing. So we're super excited to welcome, some of these different partners. I know some of them you've had a great long-standing relationship with.
Absolutely.
Any in particular that you want to let the audience know to pay close attention to?
Razor Leaf's one of the better ones that I've worked with in my past and been excited that they joined our ecosystem as a partner. Same with Strategic Information Group, another great partner that I'm excited to be working with. So fantastic. Along with PwC. I mean, that's another one they've got some exciting things they're doing with our product that can't wait to discuss.
Yeah, we've got some pretty strategic, no pun intended, partnerships and alliances, and a lot of professionals out there that have, like yourself, dozens of years of experience, whether it's on the tech side or on the actual manufacturing side, that are all starting to gravitate towards the Fuuz platform. So it's really exciting to see that, see the growth and the opportunity in front of us. So we can talk more about that a little bit because, that's your job, right?
Right.
So I hired you, to head up the sales and, marketing efforts here because our growth over the past has been primarily through word of mouth, right? And which has been phenomenal.
Right.
I think that's probably one of the things that not to put words in your mouth, but one of the things that attracted you to the company is we weren't doing any direct selling to anyone.
Correct.
Right? Our customers were so elated with the product that they were telling other people that this is what they needed to solve their problems. But, so that's great. So we're reaching out to other industries now. We're looking at, other ERP verticals. We've got a great alliance with Oracle NetSuite.
Yep.
Right, we're working with some SAP customers, some Oracle customers, some Microsoft Dynamics. We're all over the place. I mean, even Infor,
talking to a couple
IFS, even companies using QuickBooks. Right. So it just proves that it doesn't matter how big or small you are as a manufacturer, Fuuz can support your needs throughout that entire life cycle.
Exactly.
So, do you have any big plans? Maybe you haven't let me in on any of these big grandiose ideas that you have about, what's next for you from from the perspective of Fuuz and where do you think we can take this thing?
I think as we're starting to see some of the results coming in already that we've got the ability to tap many different verticals, many different market areas, is some explosive growth going to be coming soon based on what we've been discussing with current existing opportunities. A lot of companies are trying to consolidate their tech stack. They're trying to get rid of a lot of technical debt that they've got today. And, now that we're investing in sales, we're investing in marketing, those doors are opening up and these companies are seeing us at a price point that's just unbelievable for them to get into and experience immediate payback. Like you had mentioned earlier, most of these implementations are years. With Fuuz, it's much different. It's months, and it's usually a couple of months, maybe 6 months, sometimes even longer if we have much more extensive projects. But the norm is it's quick to implement. It's easy to make a footprint, make a blueprint, and take it out amongst multiple plants. So excited for some of the upcoming things we'll have on future podcasts here with some of those customers on in discussing their journey with us and how they were able to come to the selection of Fuuz and what other vendors they might have looked at and what that process was like.
Yeah, for sure. They'll be very interesting because they were truly early adopters.
Right.
So they really bought into the idea,
right,
more so than the product, right? They're obviously enjoying the product, but they didn't get the benefit of some of the new things that we have coming out or that have recently released. So that's very exciting. Part of your initial few months here within the company was helping us build out a more robust sales team, sales process. We've got solution consultants that, take the charge on doing demos and things like that. We've got a great young up and comer there.
That's right.
I know, shout out to Connor, but, a lot of what we're seeing is as we're growing as a team, we're bringing in a lot of individuals with a lot of past experience.
Yep.
We've got Mike Kramer, great guy on the team, worked at Plex.
Seasoned enterprise vet. Yep.
Enterprise vet, SAP, the whole gamut. Craig Sorgi,
Right.
Oracle, Plex, Rockwell, the whole thing, right? I came from there as well. And, so we're all veterans in the enterprise software space, but we're also manufacturing veterans as well. So it creates a unique combination where we are thought leaders for our customers and prospects. And we're more than just, I think, a software vendor, right? A lot of software vendors are so focused on selling that software to appease a board, which, we don't have, right? We're bootstrapped. So we are in it for the success of our customers. Right.
I think it's one of the few companies that you see where everyone's got that manufacturing experience.
Yes.
Can relate to the problems, can sell to the problems, and show how a solution can solve it. And our credibility levels are just through the roof when we meet with clients because of that. And I think it's something the clients welcome because we understand their business. We're quick to relate to the problems they're solving. We can show them, different areas that they haven't even thought of yet based on our experience and best practices. So to your point, not only has the team that I walked into been great, but the ones we add to our team, we continue that, bringing that knowledge and that experience to help uplift us. And as we're bringing on new clients, you'll also notice the marketplaces now we're playing in. We're with medical device, we're with food and beverage, we're with automotive, we're with aerospace and defense. There's no limitation to what we've got, including the knowledge our partners bring within those industries, even with medical validation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the partners are key to our growth strategy, right? We've made decisions as a team, as an executive team to focus on the product and focus on our customers' success with the product. So while we do our own implementations, of course, the goal is to empower our partners.
Correct.
Like the PwCs and, the Razor Leafs and the strategics of the world out there who want to deploy Fuuz in those various environments. Now, they all have their own specialties.
Exactly.
Which we provide the core manufacturing basics, manufacturing expertise, best practices. But now they take that and they're able to turn that into verticalized expertise.
Absolutely.
So it really gives our customers just a huge opportunity to, look and see who they want to work with. And, the partners that we select, we're very, specific. Mm-hmm. We look at a lot of different factors, right? They have to be successful. We have to be like-minded.
Right.
We have to be able to, work well together. And we want them to be, well-known within their industries as a great service provider.
Absolutely.
So I think what that's going to do for our customers is give them a lot of different avenues, to whether, like you said, digital twins, right? Somebody's looking for PLM, MES, going down that path, we have partners you can work with.
Absolutely.
If you're looking for an enterprise ERP rollout, we've got folks we can tag you up with. Ultimately, we're the shop floor solution, right?
That's right.
So, one of our partners on another podcast called it the dock to dock solution.
Okay.
So it's receiving dock to shipping dock, which I thought was cute, Andrew. But that really emphasizes what's happening, and we're trying to streamline the process on the shop floor. That's where manufacturers make money.
That's where it's made and lost.
That is 100% where it's made and lost, and tracking that activity and giving the real-time insights for the customers and helping them mitigate. I think one of the biggest risks, and we'll talk about this in other podcasts, is the change management aspect.
Oh, completely.
Of a project like this, right? We're oftentimes going into manufacturers that are coming off of no system, right? Or some legacy homegrown solution or a legacy commercial solution. It's old. They're looking to get into the cloud. They're looking to really propel themselves into the next level.
Right.
And we can offer them that. But that change management piece is oftentimes so difficult, especially when historically there's only been point solutions.
Yeah.
So you buy a point solution and you implement said point solution, and your entire business has to change
Right.
to accommodate
Right.
the point solution. And that's where I think Fuuz and the platform, the power of that low no code tool set allows our customers to build it
Yep.
just like what they have now,
Right.
only better.
Exactly.
So you're not reinventing the wheel. You have processes that work, and many of our customers, most of the bigger ones, consider Fuuz to be a strategic competitive advantage for them. They've been able to replace homegrown software
Yeah.
with
The
Fuuz.
last company I was at said they had 22 systems that they had cobbled together over the years, and Fuuz is able to replace them all. And it's a modernization of their tech stack and giving them something that's going to make a huge impact. But to your point, the change management, it's not going to overwhelm the culture tremendously because they can phase it in as they're deploying it. They don't have to rip the Band-Aid off all at once. They can replace systems as they're aging or bringing on new programs or projects.
Yep. And, no CIO wants their legacy to be a bunch of broken hodgepodge systems, right? And it's not their fault
Right.
that they've had to do that over the years because that's just the way technology was, right?
Right.
They didn't have Fuuz 20 years ago. If they did, then they should have chosen Fuuz, but they didn't. So now they do. So, there's a lot of opportunity to reduce technical debt, a lot of opportunity to streamline your teams and your knowledge. Learning and becoming experts on one software platform is much easier than having to learn 22 disparate pieces of technology, having teams to support those, or even worse, 22 different partners that you have to work with.
Exactly.
Right. And, everybody wants to point the finger at everybody else. And so, I think those are some of the big advantages that our partners see with Fuuz.
Yeah.
Is they can really help their clients
Absolutely.
overcome some of those challenges. So, yeah, that's really good. I mean, anything else you would want to add about where you see us going in the future?
It's really, I see us continuing to expand upon what we've built so far. I see additional applications being built by our partner community that I'm excited for those to be built and offered to our clients, and the platform more to be adopted. And I think those will be the keys. There's other technology providers out there that have an opportunity to embrace the Fuuz platform and could use it to actually extend their capabilities within their own to help drive product sales for them even. So we've got some exciting things in the works. Happy to, for future podcast episodes where we'll bring on some guests. I think as we announce these, we'll be bringing on some guests and hopefully sharing some good news with the public.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of good, exciting things to come for us as a team and as a company, and also for our customers.
Definitely.
So thanks, Steve, for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Craig.
Yep. So it was exciting and glad to have you here. And it's great to hear your thoughts on things as somebody newer to the company and but having been there, done that. So it's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep.